Hello and welcome to Nextech's Plastic Surgery Quarterly Release Review. We're definitely here to get energized and excited about all things Nextech and what's coming here and what has come as far as future products. I am one of your hosts. My name is Cassie Cronin. I am the Regional Sales Manager for Plastics. And with me, I have Royce Crowell, our Solutions Consultant, and he's going to be doing a live demo and overview of the products. First, I wanted to start out with our mission. I love our mission statement: to simplify the delivery of excellent patient care. In my words, I see it as we help you be able to manage your practice a little bit better, so that way when you are chairside with a patient, you're focused on them and only them, rather than all the miscellaneous things that could be running through your mind as far as charting and full practice management work. As you can see, we have over 16,000 providers, many specialty users, and a lot of practices under the Nextech umbrella. We are headquartered in Tampa, Florida, but we are serving offices nationwide. And the little square in the middle, we are the #1 plastic surgery specific EHR. More plastic surgeons choose Nextech than any other solution out there. Huge honor that we hold, and it's definitely not something that we take lightly. We're always striving to improve, and we're always striving to grow. As we move on, we were wanting a single specialty specific solution that sets the bar in the market. Here's how we do it: simplicity, technology that enhances and streamlines workflows, not forces workarounds in the practice. Aesthetics, a full aesthetics functionality for quoting, packages, commissions, and gift cards. Unmatched service and support, full US-based, top-rated support staff with around 80% of calls answered in fewer than 3 minutes. Patient experience, acquire, convert, retain, and engage with robust patient experience and engagement. Turning the time over to Royce for our live demonstration.
Thanks, Cassie. That was awesome. All right, we're going to just dive right into Nextech PM here. So the first thing that I want you guys to see is that we are in a web browser. It's a true SaaS-based platform. And, obviously you see that there's a schedule here, but what are we actually looking at? So starting at the top, we have what we call the quick access panel. This shows the patient that we're focused on, some demographics about the patient, and you can see that as I mouse over these areas that these are links that'll take us to the corresponding area of the patient account. I also have a patient search, and then this little guy here might be catching your attention. This is our patient warning, and it's a multi-purpose tool here. So it tells you, important stuff about the patient, but it also, during charting, I might show you this in a little bit, that, you can always set what you want your follow-up scheduled in the chart. So instantly, before you're done charting, the front desk staff will know that this patient's follow-up needs to be scheduled 2 weeks out. Just a nice way to improve inter-office communication. Beyond that, we've got our schedule. Scheduler does scheduled things, right? You can leave it open, let it fill in organically, or tie it down and know where all your appointments are going to be ahead of time. You have as much control as you want. Now, schedulers, they do, you know what to expect when it comes to a scheduler, but we have a couple features that I feel really set us apart. I'm going to show you one of them, which is the one that we're getting the most positive feedback on. We have a tool called the Check-in Check-out Center, and this guy it's designed to help streamline check-in. And it shows you a bunch of really cool details. So this is like a snapshot of what's going on in your day for your front desk staff. We see everybody who's scheduled, everyone who's in the office, everyone who we have seen, and anybody who no-showed. And now there's a bunch of details on here. The first is this little warning that's telling us that our appointments are unconfirmed. Then, just to show this off, if I expand all of these, there's a number of other pieces of information that are indicated on here. These icons tell me who's updated their portal account, and we can see some information about the patient, and we have options to do different pieces with the patient, different activities here. Now, I've selected this patient, and as I selected them to check them in, we can see an information panel popped up at the bottom. This shows us some really important information for the front desk staff, like how much of their paperwork did they fill out online? Did they fill out all of their paperwork, or do we still have to have them sign the HIPAA policy? If relevant, did we capture their insurance card? Is their insurance good? This is a real-time connection with our clearinghouse. So you're going to know right away if their insurance is good when you schedule them. It's going to automatically check 3 days before and the day of the appointment. So in those situations, like at the beginning of the month, when things roll over and insurances change, you're never going to have to wonder about that. We're always going to tell you. And the last little piece here is, do they have a balance we need to take? So there's a lot going on here, a lot more than what I've been explaining, but this is a really awesome tool that's really popular with our clients. So let's go ahead and we'll check this person in here. We'll just mark them arrived. And this is basically the call to the clinical staff, letting them know that there's a patient ready to be seen. So I'm going to switch over to the clinical side on my iPad really quick. I just logged in. This is the landing page in the iPad app for Nextech. This is where the providers are going to spend the majority of their time. So what are we looking at? Screen is divided in half. Left-hand side is your daily schedule. Right-hand side is stuff that needs your attention. So starting at the top, we have EMNs. Those are electronic medical notes. So these are charts that weren't completed while we were still in the room with the patient. Maybe we don't sign every chart while we're in the room with the patient. Maybe we have a scribe that does charting for us, or maybe we have an MD that needs to sign off on everyone. This tool is designed to handle all of those situations. So if I select my EMNs, I'm going to see all of the patients that we're seeing on the left-hand side in chronological order. And on the right, I see the charts that need to be reviewed and signed off on. So this is just a tool making sure that once everybody's seen, we're going to make sure we finish their charts. Nobody's going to fall through the cracks. Moving down that list, full bidirectional lab interface. Everything can be handled from the iPad, sending labs, receiving labs, printing specimen labels, signing off on labs, all that stuff. Then to-do alarms is the internal tasking system. And then the rest of the list on the right-hand side is pharmacy messages. We use Doctor First as our prescription platform. You'll be notified here, of anything that you need to know from the pharmacy. Now, one other thing, on the far left-hand side in the top corner, we have a tool that says Rooms. There's a little button that says Rooms. This is our room manager. Now, if I open this guy up, you can see that, well, actually, if you look in the bottom center, you can see I'm focused on just my room. But if I click on all rooms, I can see where all my patients are. Now, this is a powerful tool because, a lot of clinicians will just work out of their room, wait for a patient to be checked in. And then we can also use custom statuses to say stuff like ready for numbing, ready for Shannon, ready for Dr. A, whatever makes the most sense to just increase interoffice communication. So that's the landing page. Let's select a patient here. I'm going to grab somebody off my schedule. And now that we're looking at a patient account, everything that you would need, any information about this patient, will be one click away. Left-hand side is mostly patient info. Right-hand side is mostly clinical. Right-hand side, we've got general demographics, internal notes, their appointment history. Right-hand side, this is their most recent chart. Looks like they just signed a consent. Got their labs, to-do alarms, photos, which is kind of nice because maybe you want to, show progress or do before and afters while you're in the room with the patient. You get all the functionality you'd expect from a touchscreen device. Maybe you want to send that to the patient portal. And then, okay, so that's pretty much the majority of what we're looking at, but let's go ahead and let's do a quick chart. We're gonna do something real fast. We'll do some Botox, right? So on the toolbar on the left-hand side, I'm gonna click Create EMN, and now everything from here out is customizable. From this group of how I have my chart separated to every element of every note that we look at. All of this stuff is customizable. So what I'll do, we'll grab a cosmetic visits, and I'm gonna grab my office procedure template. All right, this chart starts off with a narrative item at the top. This uses merge fields from the database to pull in data that I want, last appointment, patient information, demographics, whatever. Then we have patient hidden notes. It's an item that will never print ever. The reason for visit item, that comes from the patient portal. So there's an item on your intake form so the patient can say why they're coming in. This is going to be at the top of any chart you want, so you can, get some insight into what the patient's thinking, or maybe just a conversation starter. But when I open this chart, the first time I touch it is going to be office procedures today, and we're going to choose the procedure that we're doing. This will be trimmed down to only show, what the practice offers. I'm going to do Botox, all right? So that was 3 clicks, and we are going to land at our muscle face. Now, there's already stuff charted on here, and that's by design. We have this item set to remember, which is an option on any item, so it'll always pull forward the most recent treatment. Maybe we see this patient a lot. Maybe they paid for a membership or a package where they get the same Botox visit over the year. If that's the case and we're doing the same thing today as we did the last visit, we actually just did this Botox chart in 3 clicks. But let's do something different today. So if we're doing something different, I can use my eraser to erase individual stamps or, just clear everything. Now I'm talking about stamps. We use smart stamps. They can be used to indicate, just make notes on a diagram. They can bring in charges or diagnosis codes. And in this example, for injectables, I have my injectable face, and then I have all of my injectable options on the right-hand side. I think I even have that new skin Vive from Allergan. So we'll do something today. We'll just do some Botox. I'll, sprinkle some units here and there, and maybe get a little crazy. And maybe she even got some filler today as well. All right. So when I push forward, there's a number of things happening in the background. The first is that Nextech's creating your treatment table for you. For each injection site, you get your anatomic location, the procedure, the units, and we just need to fill out our dilution and volume or anything else that you're tracking about the syringe or your, vials. Super easy. All right. Then on top of that, on top of creating your treatment table, it's already creating the invoice as well. So if I click the coding section fourth from the bottom in the left-hand toolbar, we're going to see I put 34 units of Botox on that diagram. There are 34 units on this invoice that'll get sent to the front desk staff so they know exactly how to charge this patient. So from here, it's designed to take photos. There's always going to be at least three photos in here, before, during, after, if you like. And from here, I'm just going to grab, an existing patient photo. We can use this for diagramming. Maybe you don't want to use that muscle face. Maybe you just want to use the actual patient image. Not a problem. Right? You can also take photos with the iPad app. Everybody knows you can take photos with the iPad. So we're going to kind of just take this down the home stretch. Final visit notes. This is just a text item. You can dictate in here. You can insert snippets that are blocks of text that maybe you don't want to have to type over and over again. If you have an Apple Pencil, you can come in here and use the scribble gestures. And, even if you have really bad handwriting, you can write stuff and it's usually very, very friendly to you. And I already said you can dictate. And then at the end here, we're going to set our follow-up, just like I was talking about before, where, it goes up to the front desk staff. So in this example, we'll say 3 months with the esthetician. And you can default these selections as well. So for like Botox, we always want them back in 3 months. We just default this so you don't have to make those selections. Now, the last stage is going to be to sign the chart. It'll automatically time and date stamp it for you. And if you want, there's an option to lock it here, but we're not going to ever force you to lock a note. You don't have to lock them in order to charge them or in order to sign them. So, okay, this is real quick and dirty highlights of a quick Botox note inside our EMR platform. And we just want to talk about a couple of the features that we've been working on lately that we're really, really proud of. One of the things that we've had on our patient portal for years is online scheduling for existing patients, and that's a great feature, but I feel like our clients wanted more. Letting patients schedule is fine, but if patients schedule and then they're not showing up, that's going to cause problems. So we've created a brand new online scheduling tool that lets you set the scheduling behind a paywall. So if you have, let's say, a consult fee, you have the patient pay that in order to be able to schedule. So then, you're going to reduce your no-shows at that point. All right. We also added contactless check-in. It's actually been there for a while inside our patient portal, but it's something that we feel like is overlooked and really like to show off. This way you don't have to worry about taking paper or, dealing with physical contact. I already mentioned this, but one thing we are super, super proud of is the online scheduling tool. One of the big differences in our new piece is that I mentioned that the online scheduling was previously for current patients through the portal. Our new online scheduling tool works for new patients. So if you have like a hot lead coming through, somebody found you on your website, they can schedule right away. We will automatically create a patient account for them. Then the last piece that's relatively new and we're getting a lot of positive feedback on, no-show reminders. We already had appointment reminders. So patients get text and or email or voice messages to remind them about their appointments. But now we're adding an additional reminder to that to help prevent no-shows, letting them know that, referring to your financial policy documents and stuff like that, whatever we need to tell the patient to remind them about their no-shows. So some exciting features coming down the pipes, or that did come down the pipes last quarter. We've got some more exciting stuff coming very soon. I look forward to talking to you about it in the future. For now, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back to Cassie and finish it up.
Thank you, Royce. That was awesome. Thank you for a light dive into the product, both practice management and the electronic health records, and then, of course, going over recent releases as far as products go. As we dive in, I really wanted to talk about real results. Starting in the top left, these are from our patient base, by the way. So 78% post consult patient engagement. This is awesome by bringing a little bit more of the office home and giving your patients a way to view things that you have talked about, whether that be treatments or procedures that they can do some more research on, of what information you provide to them. 11% incremental purchases via app/portal engagement, 26% increase in conversions. Not only are we going to help you be able to bring good leads into your practice, but be able to convert those leads into actual treatments and procedures. And then, of course, a 53% increase in upsell, whether that's upselling a procedure or upselling any sort of product or retail that we have up front. We would love to help you guys make sure that we get that off your shelves and being able to have room to bring in some new stuff and some more products as well. As we're wrapping up, we're still looking to get energized with efficient software. We're here to reduce staff turnover by lowering frustrations in their day-to-day, eliminate billing errors, avoid sacrificing patient care by accurately matching the patients to their medical records, tying them from the front to the back, providing a happy experience, which spreads through word of mouth, resulting in more referrals. And as we know, word of mouth is priceless. So thank you for joining us today. I know we've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. If you have any questions or would like to see more, please reach out on the email below.